Yo, what's up, and welcome back to another video on the YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going over our spring major predictions. As I'm recording this happens next Thursday, and if you don't know, this is the last event before the World Championship happening in August. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I mean, you are watching a predictions video, so I'm guessing you are at least a little bit excited and ready for this. Um, yeah, the season is almost over. We have one more major, which is this one, and then the World Championship in August, like I said. We're very close and kind of saddening. It feels like the season just started, but we're already here at the very end. This major is important for a decent amount of teams, though. There's very few teams that have actually clinched the World Championship. Two teams that are currently fighting for it, Fury and Optic, or some big ones that need to go into the World Championship. I believe Moist has clinched. Ground Zero and Power. I don't think either one of them have clinched the major. So whoever makes it further in this tournament, I believe, is the one that get to go to the World Championship. If I'm not mistaken, unless one of the teams perform better than expected and they get a third slot, sending all three, including KCP, which didn't make it to the major sadly, but they're already in World, so they're good. And I believe for the rest of them, everyone else has like pretty well clinched. I believe BDS is right there on the edge. They may need to go up a place, but I believe they have made it at least good enough to be able to make the Worlds, at least the wild card spot. Anyways, yeah, with that being said, it's time to get into the actual predictions because, well, things could happen. People predicting crazy things, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really looked at a lot of predictions. But like I said, this is happening a week from now, so I want to get this video out at least by, a couple of days. I'm not sure when this video is going to go out, but I'm sure the spring major will be in a few days. So, yeah. Anyways, let's see. All right. First match, Vitality, Elevate. You got to be real here. Elevate, they're a consistent team. They are built of two teams, or two players, that have made decent runs in Rlcs. Virtuoso, which, I can't say that he's been at the top, because I don't think he ever really has been at the top, but I think he has competed on teams that have competed with the top teams, but never consistently been at the top. Cammy was on Renegades, if I'm not mistaken. They've done really well. They made a pretty okay run in last year's World Championship. Yeah, they're not a bad team, and I realize, which is been to most of the majors as the APAC representative. He's pretty good. Obviously, he's never really shown up when it comes to the majors, but it is so difficult when you have such a competitive environment like NA and EU, and even Sam, also OCE, very, very competitive. I think in the coming seasons, APAC and MENA will both be teams that are truly competing. MENA is already one that is competing. Falcons have made a top two at last year's spring major, actually, so funnily enough, but they are not in this major, so yeah. Anyways, second matchup. This is an interesting one. Complexity versus Liquid. I can definitely see both these teams going through. It's really kind of whoever shows up here. And for me, I gotta be real with you. Complexity looked good at the last major. I think this is gonna go very, very close. I think Liquid just have that really good clutch factor about them. I think they're really, really good at being able to clutch stuff, and who knows? We'll see. Team BDS versus Jinji. I really, really, really want to see Jinji perform here because I want to see them come back to form before Worlds. But who knows? They got to show up, and if they don't, then it's whatever. But here's the thing: it's been the first two matches, and both European teams have made it. So I want to make an NA team go through, but I got to be real with you. I don't see it happening. Jinji have looked so inconsistent recently. They haven't impressed me, and I feel like they're gonna be super nervous getting back up on stage after having, that very scary, almost not making the major finish. They're gonna have a scary performance, but I think they can regain. But from what I've seen recently, I think BDS looks stronger. I think they'll have more confidence going into it. I think they'll look more solid. Crew versus Rule 1. I've seen a lot of controversy about this one because a lot of people believe that Rule 1 are going to stomp Crew, or, maybe not stomp them, but pass them pretty easily and beat them and win this and go on. And I've also seen people that have questioned that, considering, Rule 1, this is their first major they have ever made. So who knows how they're going to perform. I think because of that logic right there, I think it will be close. But I think since this Rule One's first major, they're going to be a little nervous, not really understand, that major environment. Obviously, Mawson, he has made worlds. He's been on land, but the other two are land rookies, so we don't really know how they're going to perform. We'll see. I hope they do perform. I would love to see Rule One make a deep run here. It would be nice to see. I would love to see it. But I think Crew has that experience. They were at the last major. They got the experience. They know what they need to do, and I think they'll be able to clutch it up. Space Station versus Power. I think Space Station are a very solid team. I think they should take that down in a pretty decent sweep. Maybe a 3-1. Power or a very decent team at starting off series, but they kind of slow down a lot and just kind of let the series escape them. Whatever. It's not expected for them to win. It's Space Station game to lose. Power, they don't really have a lot of pressure because they're expected to lose this. But, you know, who knows? We'll see it. Carmine Ground Zero. It's a rough first matchup in the major, considering you have to go further than the other Oceania team. And I think they'll start off strong. Maybe get a game. I think it'll be a very solid 1 goal game, but Carmine will step it up and take it after that. That's kind of what they do. They start off a little slow, but then they pick it up pretty fast. Furia Moist. This is another interesting one because we really don't know how Cash is going to perform under Joyo and Juicy. Obviously, Juicy has not made a major. I don't believe. Maybe he was on another team when he made it, but I believe under Moist with Joyo, he has not made it because they didn't make it to the last major. This is their first one, and Cash, I think he made the fall major with Quadrant, if I'm not mistaken, but he didn't make another one. So this is his second one. Joyo, I believe this is his second one as well, and Juicy, I believe this is his first. So it's kind of really for this one, whoever comes down to more confidence going into the game. Furia have not yet made a major, and like I said, big confidence going in here. I believe Furia are the stronger team, and I think they will take it. Maybe a 3-2. I think it'll be pretty close. Optic and Nip. This is an interesting one as well. I want to see Optic get the deep run here because, big fan of Optic. I want to see them make worlds, and they have to make it. I think into a top 8 to make worlds, at least the wild card spot, if I'm not mistaken, and that is lower round 3. If you didn't know, so they have to at least make it right here in order to clinch the wild card spot, I believe. This matchup is an interesting one. Nip, Optic. Optic kind of have to come out swinging here, and I think they can do it. I'm hoping they can do it. Nip are a very good team. None of these teams have made majors this whole season, which is interesting. This is also a different roster of Nip. This is with Mata instead of Kaio. So there's that. I don't know. I'm going to give this one to Optic. Maybe a bit of bias in there, but I think Optic can start off strong. I think they can look good. It all comes down to confidence. I've said that multiple times about multiple of these games. It comes down to confidence, and I think Optic can do it. I believe if Magic Bear steps up, then they will look really good at this major. And I'm hoping for that. Alright, upper quarterfinals, we have Vitality versus Team Liquid. Gotta be real with you. I think it will go close, but I think Vitality will take it. Vitality, I'm expecting a deep run here. Actually, you know what? No. We're gonna spice it up a little bit. Liquid get the upset on Vitality, making them lose their very first series ever. This is Zen's debut on land. So he's probably gonna be a bit nervous, maybe not, but I'm gonna expect a little bit of nervousness, and I think Liquid are gonna get a crazy upset right here. I could see it. I don't know. BDS Crew, gotta be real. I think BDS take this one. Crew, strong team. I can definitely see there being an upset possibility here, but I think more likely BDS will go in and win. Maybe. Who knows? Space Station Carmine. Before I kind of made like a little fake predictions, I guess. Just, out of something, I guess. Because I was a little bored. And I had Space Station going through. But the more that I think about it, I gotta be real with you. Space Station are a very, very strong team. But Carmine are just that much better. And I think Carmine will just barely clinch it out. But I think they'll take it. I don't know. I think it's going to happen. Furia versus Optic. This is an interesting one here as well. Both these teams will be representing the upper bracket North American side. The rest are Europe. But I'm gonna have Optic Gaming going through Bailey. Bit of bias there, maybe. But you gotta bear with me. I think they have definitely the possibility to be able to beat Furia. We haven't seen them face off against Furia, I don't believe. Maybe they faced a couple times, and I believe Optic has won, if I'm not mistaken. I may be thinking about another team facing off against Furia, but I believe Optic faced off against them like once or twice and beat them. So, yeah, we'll see. Anyways, lower round one. I also want to keep in mind I don't know how the schedule's going. I don't know how they're doing the matchups in order. I'm gonna do it just like a normal bracket, normal Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing. I don't know how they're gonna do it in terms of the schedule because it starts on like a Thursday and it goes to Sunday. Yeah. Anyways, lower round one. Gotta be real with you. Complexity are gonna take that and destroy. Elevate. I'm sorry, but you're going out 0-6. You had two very, very tough teams to have to face back to back, which sucks. But that's what you get when you go to a major. These are your top 16 teams of the world. So, yeah. Genji Rule 1. Wow, what a matchup. Oh, I really didn't put into consideration that these were going to be the teams that are going to go off in lower bracket round one. Genji versus Rule 1. I feel like it's going to be so sad to see Genji go out in round one, but I think Rule 1 can pull off a crazy performance and take down Genji. I think they got that clutch factor. They made it to the first major. I think they'll show up and take down the fall major champions. So there's that. Power versus Ground Zero. Like I said, whoever wins this matchup is going to the Worlds. And unless the winner proceeds very far into this tournament, and I believe that's probably going to be like a top six, top four, maybe even a top three, or even a win, which is not likely. But if it happened to go down to that, then maybe we can get a third team for the Oceania region. But it's probably not going to happen. So the winner of this one's really going to go to the Worlds along with KCP. And I think, honestly, I think Ground Zero are more consistent than Power. Power has beaten Ground Zero, by I believe a reverse sweep, but I think Ground Zero on land will look better and take it. That's just me. I can see it happening. Moist versus Nip. This is an interesting one. I want to see both these teams kind of perform. I want to see Nip really perform more, but I gotta be real with you. I think Moist do have that clutch factor. I think they'll show up, and I think they'll take it in a 5. I want to get that one over quick. And I gotta speed it up because, don't want to have a long video. It's all that. Anyways, Fury Complexity, your two North American, South American teams. This is an interesting one. It's kind of the battle of who is the stronger South American team representing North America. We have already seen one North American team go home, and we are about to see another one. I think Complexity should take it. I think Complexity will look better on land than Furia. By the way, like I said, Furia, first land since coming to North America, so we'll see how they perform. Who knows? I think Complexity will take it. Space Station versus Rule 1, another tragic game for Rule 1. This is so hard for me. I like both these teams. I like Genji as well. I didn't want to get rid of them, but that's just how my predictions are going. Space Station, I really like. I want to see them perform, but I want to see the run. I think it can happen. I think I can see the Rule 1 upset again, back-to-back upsets to take down Space Station and Genji. So, I can see it. They make it to top 8 at the major, so good performance from them. Maybe they can keep going, who knows? Crew versus Ground Zero, I gotta be real with you. I think Crew are a stronger team. They're more competitive. I think they'll take it. They're faster. That's just me. Vitality Moist, gotta be real with you. Another one here. I think Vitality will, recover from their upset against, or kind of, I guess, their upset loss, kind of, maybe, against the Liquid. But I think, you know, they'll recover. It's Moist. They're not that competitive. Sorry to say it, but they're probably the worst team representing Europe here, realistically. Okay, here we go. Complexity, Rule 1. Like I said, I want to see the Rule 1 make the run, but Complexity, I think they're strong team. I think they're going to take them down. Vitality, Crew, I think Vitality will recover and they'll take down Crew 3-0. And maybe a more competitive Crew may take them down, but who knows? Okay, upper bracket semifinals. BDS Liquid. I'm gonna have this one going to Liquid. Stronger team, my opinion. I think it's gonna happen. BDS, they're a good team. I can see this being more competitive, but it kind of just depends on their confidence going into it. And I don't know. I feel like Liquid are gonna be more confident. They've had more experience on LAN. This is Seiko's and Monkey Moon's first LAN this entire season since winning the World Championship last season. So this is their world first major, first LAN, first anything for them, I guess. Really, I think Rise made it. I believe he made it with Oxygen last split, and then I think he made it with Moist prior to that in the fall, whenever he went second place. So Rise is really the only one in this team that's had LAN experience this season. So yeah, Carmine, Optic. I would love to see Optic, at least make it competitive here, but realistically, I think Optic are going to be very, very hard to score, hard to get around on Carmine. It's going to be hard for them. Carmine is just that good of a team. Yeah. BDS Complexity. This is an interesting one. Both these teams can make it. I can definitely see it. I would say, in terms for we need a North American representative, I'm going to give this one to Complexity in a game 7. Yeah, I can feel that. I I need it because I got to be real with you. As much of an Optic fan as I am, I don't think they're going to be taking down Vitality. I think if they do, it's a miracle. They did reverse sweep phase in the last regional of the split, but FaZe also didn't look the greatest. A lot of stuff was happening with them, personal issues within that team. So I don't think Vitality is going to have the same issues. I think it's going to be hard for Optic. I mean, it's going to be tough for them to go back to back with Carmine and then Vitality, the two big teams of Europe. It's going to be tough for them. So, yeah. All right, lower semifinals. We have Complexity versus Vitality. It's Vitality. I see them making their run here. They're going to make their run. And, yeah, they're taking down Complexity. Which means, top 3, there is no other region except Europe, which sucks. But it's kind of sad to say as a North American myself that I'm putting the top 3 as Europe, but I genuinely think Europe is the stronger region right now, which sucks to say, but it is what it is. Liquid versus Carmine. This is an interesting one. This is a very tough one. Can't lie. Where do I want to go with this one? I want to. I mean, Liquid always seems to make it on that third region, except for the last one. They always seem to make it and win the last regional of splits. And I think this time they're going to be going to the finals of the major, which means lower final Carmine versus Vitality. Carmine are a great team, but I think Vitality are stronger, and I think they'll win. Anyways, grand final time. This is Vitality versus Team Liquid. Two crazy good teams. Liquid have looked better and better each split. It's really good for them. And Vitality adding on Zen was the best idea they could. They look amazing. They look fantastic. And I think coming from the lower bracket isn't going to stop them. I think they're going to get a bracket reset. Game 7 right here. And not only that, they're going to get the bracket reset win in a Game 6 and take down Liquid in one of the craziest series we're probably going to see at this entire event, getting the bracket reset win. Vitality are your spring major champions, which people, I guess, wouldn't not expect. I guess it would make sense, and I can definitely see this happening. I think the results will change up a little bit. There are a lot here that are kind of mixed. The Spheria Optic one, the Space Station Carbine, I think it's a very mixed one. I think both can happen. I think Vitality Liquid, that's a very mixed one. It could happen. Same with Complexity Liquid, Genji BDS, Rule 1 Crew, that could happen. Moist Fury could also happen. Nip and Optic can happen. And down here, there's a lot that can change. Rule 1 Genji, Power Ground Zero, Nip Moist, all of that. Vitality Moist, or Vitality Nip, maybe. Who knows? I don't think that's going to happen. I think Vitality are just that stronger of a team, but who knows? Anyways, with that being said, there are my predictions. Vitality wins, getting the bracket reset over Liquid. They come second. Carmine Corp come third. Complexity representing NA come fourth. Optic representing NA, fifth and sixth. Same with BDS. And then Crew, Rule 1, 7th and 8th. And below that are pretty much the rest of North America and every other team that you really just didn't expect to make it that far. But with that being said, there's the RLCS points to look at. So, with that being said, I don't know what teams make it. I believe it's going to be top 6. I'm going to assume because why not? And with that being said, Genji will get first place with 177 points. FaZe Clan will still be with 166 points, getting second place. Complexity with 145 at third. G2 119. Space Station 117. Optic getting barely into that spot of 99, just passing up version 1, getting that 6th place spot, which means I believe they will be making the Worlds in that final spot. They have at least possibly clinched the qualification stage, I believe. And then, which means version 1 and Furia are not out because honestly, NA, from my predictions, didn't perform. Same here. Oxygen, I think, barely clinched it out. Or BDS taking that number 5 spot, which means they are almost guaranteed in. Moist, just above them, and then Vitality, Liquid, and Carmine Corp, all of that as well. Going down here, Pioneers, they have already clinched, meaning Ground Zero will be clinched as well. And then Power will just be behind, sadly. And then South America, you have Crew and Nip making Worlds. I honestly, like I said, do not know who can make the Worlds out of these regions. Maybe Team Secret can also make it. That would be crazy if they don't, though. But we'll see. And Mina, Rule 1, and Falcons can make it. I believe Twisted Minds can also make it. Not sure here. I really don't know about this one. Couldn't tell you. Yeah. I believe that means Elevate and Gaming make it. I'm not sure about Patriots. They may make it, but I can't guarantee that. I believe only 2 teams made it to the last Worlds, and I believe it will be the same. And then, obviously here, Limitless and French Class, I believe they have both guaranteed their spots at Worlds, which means no one else. Okay. Here it is. This confirms everything, I believe. Okay. World's main event. Here's who's clinched it from my results. Carmine gets the number 1 EU. Genji, number 1 NA. EU2, Liquid. NA2, FaZe. EU3, Vitality. Sam 1, the only Sam team to qualify into the World's main event. It's Crew. EU4 is Moist. NA3 is Complexity. Now, rest comes in here. World's wildcard drafting order. I don't know what the difference between drafting order and draftable teams are. I am not sure about that whatsoever. So, like I said, I can't guarantee anything. But NA4, I think these are the teams that are guaranteed in as well for the wild card. G2 in the 4th spot for NA, Mina Rule 1 for number 1. OC Pioneers, that's the number 1. Sam 2, Nip. EU5, BDS, NA5, Space Station, OC2, Gaming or Ground Zero, APAC 1, Elevate. Now, I believe with the draftable teams, depending on the results of this tournament, these are teams that can make it. I really don't know. I'm sorry. If you want to explain this in the comment section down below, it would really help me out, and maybe other people if they want to look at it. Anyways, Gaming Gladiators make APAC 2, Oxygen clinching in the EU6 spot, and because of the results of this, EU7 gets their chance in this G1. So, they made it. Mina 2, Falcons, NA6, Optic clinching it in there, and Sam 3 being Secret. And then SSA 1 and 2 have already kind of, I guess, clinched. I believe these teams, based on my results, are the ones that make it. I really don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. But there are my predictions. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to get this over with. Like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Really helps me out. Comment down below your predictions. Who do you think is going to change? All of that. Anyways, I'll see you next time. I'll be streaming, maybe. Anyways, yeah. See you next time.